Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Just Open It, the YouTube series in which I open some of my recently acquired toys. My name is Russ. Thank you very much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. If you're a fan of action figures or toy collecting or pop culture in general, please consider subscribing to my channel, Karaoke Fanboy TV. I have a lot of toys that over the last few years I've bought and just stacked up here in my apartment, and it's time to open them, and I thought I'd share that experience with you. Today is a very special episode, because I am opening for the first time in the Just Open It series something that isn't actually an action figure. This is a beast, a vehicle. Battle Cat, He-Man's steed, and a very beloved character from the Masters of the Universe mythology. And I so love and remember the original Battle Cat. So I was excited when they released him, 2 years ago? In this Origins line that's been at retail for some time. And I've just had him sitting here ready to open. So now's the time, folks. 2020. So I've been sitting on this guy for nigh on 2 years now or something like that. So it's ready it's ready. It's ready to be released. He-Man is ready to straddle his friend, his steed, and ride him into battle. He-Man is one of the few figures I've actually opened from this Masters of the Universe Origins line. You've seen me open Mosquitor and Battle Armor Skeletor here on Just Open It. So every few episodes is going to be a character from this line, just because I have them all, and I have to open them. And so probably every third episode or so is going to be some Masters of the Universe Origins figure or steed or vehicle. And I called Battle Cat a vehicle at the beginning of this episode because he is ridden, right? But he is also a character that has a personality. So maybe steed is the best word for it, because it isn't it's not Battle Cat isn't the Wind Raider. He's a he, not an it. So I'm going to dive right into this thing. Now, again, when I start these episodes, I don't really grab like a blade or scissors or anything. So when it comes to just opening it, figuring out how to open it has become kind of part of the process. So beautiful box art on this, by the way. Just absolutely gorgeous depictions here. And this is reminiscent of Battle Cat's original packaging from the early 80s. So that's kind of why the helmet is off and laying off to the side here, because that's how he appeared then. And then on the back, just this beautiful. And I follow this artist on Instagram. I'm embarrassed that I can't just come up with his name off the top of my head, because I like his stuff practically every day. Axel something. I'll put it in the description of the video, because I'm doing him a real disservice not mentioning him. And quite frankly, the Mattel and the producers of action figures of this caliber kind of do the artist a disservice when he's not given prominent credit in the packaging somewhere. I mean, we're of the era now where, and I'm wearing a Jack Kirby shirt here to kind of endorse the rights of the artist when it comes to this stuff. And the guy that draws this, I would know his name if I could just see it here on the package. So total props to him and his team for making these figures so desirable and in a way difficult to open, because I love the way they look just in the packages alone. But again, I could see this imagery on his Instagram and online. And I just don't want a house full of boxes. I want a house full of toys. You know what I mean? I want to open up these toys. I want to mess with them. I want to display them. You know, friends come over. I want them to be able to take something off the shelf and mess with it. So that's kind of where I'm at with these at this stage in my life. So now I just got to figure out how to get the darn guy open. And again, because there's nothing precious about the box to me, I'm just kind of going to go in and tear a little bit, I guess, as a child would with the excitement of getting Battle Cat for the first time. So, the flaps open. Let's see if he just easily slides out. And I'll tell you what, this is bringing back some deep-seated memory for me about doing this with the original Battle Cat. Like, Mattel did such a good job of kind of recreating the look kinesthetically. Is that the word I want to use? Just the look and the feel of it. Opening him and sliding him out like this, it's bringing me back to that time in my childhood when I did this then. And there he is, very easily removed. And in fact, if I had been more careful, I probably could have preserved this box. Honestly, just a little slice with an X-Acto knife or a blade would have opened that tape, and I wouldn't have had to tear this flat. And this is such a sizable piece of art up here, and not punched to hang on a peg, that this could be, you know, removed and displayed. But that's when you get into, like, in my opinion, that's when I start getting into hoarding territory. Am I going to keep the paperbelia of these characters, or should I just revel in the figures themselves and enjoy the art online? That's just, you know, the constant struggle of just open it. So, here's Battle Cat in the package. And I can see already he's got these elastic bands that I'm not a big fan of. And that you just really need a blade to remove. So you're going to watch me struggle in real time here. And as I do so, perhaps I should just talk about, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to talk about the state of Masters of the Universe in general. Because as I've mentioned in past videos, if you're a fan of these characters as I am, there's at least 3, and arguably more, not even arguably, there are maybe 5 different incarnations of He-Man on the shelves at retail right now. The Origins line, the Masterverse line from the Revelation cartoon, He-Man and the Masters of the Universe from that Netflix cartoon, and then there are the little Revelation figures. The name of that line escapes me, but they're on the pegs at Target right next to these guys now. And then I've seen that there are these bendy figures, these like rubber figures that are available at Big Lots and discount stores like that. So, and then Funko Pops, and those other little vinyl figures. What did I just rattle off? 7 different ways He-Man is available at retail right now. And not just He-Man, but deep characters. You can get Clamp Champ in 3 different ways right now if you wanted to. So, kind of a golden age for He-Man fans, but then at the same time, I fear an oversaturation. That the pegs will get so clogged with these characters, and those of us that want them will buy them, but then stores will over-order and they'll just hang there and eventually get discounted. I'm just afraid it's going to end this craze prematurely. And I really hope that's not the case. But I feel like, in a way, that's what happened with the 2000X line. So many variants of He-Man and Skeletor clogged the pegs, and we found other characters like Mechaneck and Man-E-Face is harder to acquire. So, okay, I've removed the helmet, which already distinguishes itself from its original predecessor with the eyes painted there, I believe. So that's a nice detail right away. And the face sculpt is reminiscent of the classic Battle Cat as well. Say what you will about the Revelation cartoon, but I liked the Battle Cat figure as I saw it marketed, had the expression of Cringer on the face of its character, and then the application of the mask made it Battle Cat, right? So Cringer is a figure that we have not been privy to. I think Super 7 maybe did a Cringer, or was there a Cringer packaged with the classics as well? A more diminutive sculpt. But it would be nice to have a Cringer in this way too. At the same time, this just brings it all back right here. Look at that guy. Look at those points of articulation. Head moving around beautifully. The jaw too opens, so you can get that open mouth look from the original sculpt, which was actually, if I remember correctly, a saber-toothed tiger or something from the Big Jim line, right, in the 70s. We've all watched these He-Man documentaries by now. We all know the history behind this action figure line. I love the points of articulation on the tail. It'd be enough if it swiveled like this, but there's also this action as well. It just overall stands well on his own, even if his feet aren't flat on the ground. In fact, sometimes I find that that's not best. Sometimes these beasts need to stand like on their heels for good balance. But I love this already. Here he is, folks, Battle Cat. He-Man's faithful friend and steed. Now I'm going to apply the helmet, which, if you remember, the original helmet had like a tab here that I think was meant to hook under the kind of the saddle. But this looks like it's just meant to snap on and stay on easily. And it does. I mean, there's the Dairy Queen Blizzard test there. It doesn't fall off. Love that. Very easy. Again, there's a playability here for kids that is so underrated nowadays with toys. I just feel like everything's designed for me, an adult collector that's purchasing for nostalgia, but playability is such an important factor here, and Battle Cat has it in spades. So there he is. And now you, my friends, are about to witness He-Man's inaugural leap onto Battle Cat's saddle here, where he will remain in display in my collection. There it is. Can you see that? Oh, that's cool. That's cool. The proportions are great. And right now, the way Battle Cat is standing, there's all the weight is on these three legs. This leg's not even touching the table, so I'll definitely mess with him a little bit just to see how to get that ultimate posability and balance. Now as I lean him back on that leg, this one's off the table a little bit. So I'm probably going to mess with I mean, he's got, I don't know what you would call this in an animal, but elbow joints, or knee joints, for lack of a better term here. Those are there. The paws don't swivel, so there has to be a very easy way for those four paws to lay flat on the table. And that might have done it right there, actually. No, this one's still up. It's okay. It's cool. He's still standing. He's not wobbly. And there he is, folks. He-Man, the most powerful man in the universe, atop the faithful Battle Cat. So cool. Love it. Guys, I'd love to know what you think of the Masters of the Universe Origins line. I've said it before and I'll say it again. This is absolutely my favorite action figure line available right now. Although there is another that is rivaling it, in my attention at least. And I will talk about that in future videos. I've actually reviewed something from that line already, and you've watched that video, I presume. But since that video, I've become very interested in another action figure line. And I will talk about that soon. But in the meantime, Masters of the Universe Origins Battle Cat. Now, there is already a variant of Battle Cat on the market, where he and He-Man are battle scarred. It's battle armor He-Man with a chrome application to his chest plate or to his battle armor, and he and Battle Cat have bloody slashes and scars on them. Now, I have not purchased this gift set at Target. It is $50, and I've been waiting for it to kind of go down a little bit, because again, there were just so many at my local Targets, like literally 10 deep sometimes on the shelf. So I figured that will eventually get discounted after the holidays especially, and maybe I'll swoop in at $35 or something. But, you know, I'm struggling with that because they're really characters I already have, just in some sort of variant form. And to have two Battle Cats of this size and caliber on display, I don't know, it seems a little excessive to me. Again, as I get older, I'm not necessarily about having every character and every item or product released in this line. I just want those definitive looks from the characters I love. In fact, I just returned a Stratos from the latest wave because I had completely forgotten that he had already been released, and that original release a couple waves ago was his original look, with a gray body. Well, I shouldn't say his original look, I should say his more prominent classic look, because the one that I just returned had kind of a nude paint application, as he was originally depicted in the first mini comics that came with the original He-Man guys. The beautiful Alfred Alcada, I'm sure I'm saying his name wrong, but you guys know who I mean. That beautiful mythological look of those original mini comics. You know, they just released Stratos with that nude body paint, and I picked him up, not remembering that I had him unopened here from a couple waves ago in the original look of the first action figure from the 80s. So I thought, I don't need two Stratos. As much as I respect and appreciate that they did that nod to his very first design from those mini comics, I just don't need two of them. So I did return that Stratos, and that's just not where I'm at with my collecting right now. In the same way, I didn't pick up the 2000X Evil Lyn paint variant that came out. I already have Evil Lyn. I like the way she looks. I like that original yellow skin. That's all I need, you know? So I'd love your thoughts on that as a collector. Are you getting every single thing in a line like this, or are you like me, where you're a little more particular and you just want one version of the character, the one that's most beloved to you? Or are you preferring maybe the nude Stratos because that's how he originally appeared, and anything beyond those first four mini comics is a variant to you? I would just love to know what your thoughts are as a fellow He-Man fan and action figure collector. Anyway, this is Battle Cat, Master of the Universe Origins. Very happy that he is a part of my collection and now open and on display with He-Man so they could ride into battle together. Tune in next time as I look at the action figures in my room here that are unopened, and I tell myself, you know what? Grab one and just open it. I'll catch you next time.